Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I will have guests on from Callaway Gardens, and also we'll have a volunteer that helps us out here at LGTV. So ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for those interviews in just a moment. Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today my guest is from Callaway Gardens. I have the Public Relations Manager, Rachel Crumbley. Rachel, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you know, the holidays are coming upon us. We have Thanksgiving that's coming up, and then we have that great month of December that's coming up. And I know that Callaway Garden is gearing up for a lot of events, and I know that you're the lady that's got the finger on the pulse, right?
I know an awful lot about it, yes.
Awful lot of it. Well, before we get started with that, talk a little bit about your position there, Rachel, and what it all entails.
Well, that's a lot. I'm the Public Relations Manager for Callaway Gardens, and I've been there for 15 years. Okay. I started when I was 10. I just do an awful lot. I do media relations primarily, so I am the spokesperson for Callaway, or I host media within the gardens so that they can have a great experience and go back and tell more people about it through their outlets. And I also just dabble in a few other things, helping with Callaway Gardens and different efforts. So. It's a great place to work.
It is. You know, I can remember my first time coming to Callaway Gardens. I probably was in like 6th or 7th grade, and we came down for a field trip in Robin Lake Beach. Oh my God, it was, you know, we came there, and that was the high point of the gardens at that time. And I know over the course of time, there's been a number of attractions that have been added, and a couple things that we're going to talk about here today, but I just still remember that, and doing the bike trails on those big blue bikes. I know they're no longer there. Yeah. The big bikes, the old timey fashion bikes, just riding through the garden. So it's a great place to visit. Let's just talk a little bit about some of the things. We got November coming up. We have Thanksgiving coming up. Talk about some of the things that are being offered at Callaway Gardens for Thanksgiving.
Well, the big news is that this is the 20th anniversary for Fantasy and Lights.
Whoa.
So it's been around for a while. It brings tons of economic development to our area, meaning it lowers our taxes because other people are coming here and spending their dollars on gas and food, coming through Troup County and LaGrange to get there, as well as other cities. But I tell you, they come to Fantasy and Lights and have a great time. If someone's not been, we have more than 8 million lights that we use to decorate the gardens.
Whoa.
And they're created into scenes, and each scene has a Christmas theme and dedicated Christmas music. We have more than 400 speakers in the woods to deliver sound to go along with this. So it's really like going through a Christmas storybook, and you go through either on the trolley or in your personal vehicle. Okay. So after the drive, it takes about an hour to go through. There are 2 scenes on the beach that you stand and watch, and the lights move in front of you, and a story is told. And then there's a Christmas village nearby, and that's where you can get warm and after you've been out on the trolley and see Father Christmas. Children can see Santa Claus, and shop for unique gifts. There's a candy counter with delicious fudges and different kinds of candy, and have your picture made with Santa, of course, and just do some really unique gift buying there. And it's also the Will Call Ticket Center. So that is Fantasy and Lights. It starts November 18th and runs through December 30th. And on the 20th, we'll have the March of Dimes Night Walk, which a lot of people like to do. And that's where you actually walk through the lights, and the proceeds benefit the Ida Case and Callaway Foundation, the nonprofit owner of Callaway Gardens, as well as the March of Dimes. So that's a great night to go through on the 20th, but there will be no vehicles on that night. So if you're planning and you don't want to walk it, know that it'll be walking only that night. Okay, I was going to ask the question. You say walking only, so you would have to walk the actual. If someone didn't want to walk the entire route? Well, there's a little cart will come around behind you if you give out, but it is 5 miles to get to a bus point that they'll pick you up, or 7 miles if you want to walk the entire route. Okay, very good. I know that a lot of in my fraternity particularly, we participate with the March of Dimes. So I was thinking it'd be a great opportunity to come down to again participate there. That goes to a great cause. That's one of our national programs. So that's Fantasy and Lights. That begins on November the 18th and runs through December the 30th. That's right. You have 2 ways that you can go through: trolley or either your personal vehicle. Now, what's the cost, Rachel, per person? Well, we have it. It's either a value night or a prime night. Okay. And the basic breakdown is if it's a holiday or school is out, it's a prime night, and the value nights are usually when people are in school. Now, you can come for the day, and those prices are for value nights are $16 for adults, $8 for children 6 to 12, and children 5 and under are free. On a prime night, it's $22 for adults. Children 6 and 12 are half of that, $11, and then children 5 and under, again, are always free. If you show up without an advance reservation, it's $25 for an adult or $12.50 for children. So we really encourage you to call ahead, go online, either one, and make a reservation, and you'll have your time slot. Now, I'm glad we brought that up because a time slot is going to be at 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock or 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock.
Okay.
We aren't a cruise ship. We don't leave without you. There are trolleys continuously running, so we want everybody to be, fed or have stopped by the restroom or whatever it is. You don't have to come screeching in at 6 o'clock to get on the trolley. We're not going to leave you.
Okay.
They're continuous trolleys. So that's just a little tip for people who are coming down, because I see some panic faces.
That's right.
They're worried about it. So have no fear. That's just really to help us manage the crowd. So it's any time between the hour that you get your time slot.
Okay, very good. So call ahead for a reservation for that. Go ahead and give them that contact number if you don't mind, Rachel.
They can call 1-800-CALLAWAY, which is all A's, no O's in Callaway.
Okay.
Or go to CallawayGardens.com, and you'll be able to click through to purchase the tickets online and print them right there at home, so you'll be able to come bring them with you.
Very good. Okay. And I was sitting here trying to think back. It's been some years that I've come down to it, and I drove through with some friends, and as you talked about all the various scenery that you see and go through, it's just absolutely breathtaking. And I know there's been others that try to mimic that, but maybe not quite up to the standards, though. So that, again, Fantasy and Light. Now, and I know that, as we talk about the holidays, there are going to be family members traveling in and traveling out of the area. And I was, telling before I came on, I got a call about someone was going to be visiting the city, and they wanted to know which restaurants was going to be open and wanted to know if they could get a Thanksgiving meal. And I understand that you all will be open during the holiday time. So talk about that and what you all will be offering in the way of meals.
Well, that's right. We have a tradition of having a Thanksgiving buffet or multiple options at Callaway Gardens. So again, this year we'll have a Thanksgiving buffet set up in the ballrooms of the Mountain Creek Inn. We'll also have, so you can get a reservation for that and call ahead and get your seats reserved. If you don't want to call ahead and get a reservation, you can go to the plantation room or the plant room inside the Mountain Creek Inn, and they'll have a buffet set up. And then traditionally we have a plated meal option at the Country Kitchen for a much more casual, you don't want a buffet, you just want to have a Thanksgiving meal with turkey and dressing. That is traditionally available there as well. So you can weigh your options and figure out if you want to be formal and organized and get a reservation, or walk up and find a place to eat. So those will be available. We'll also have those Christmas Day, usually Christmas Eve. So there'll be several options to, as we get through the holidays and different dates pop up.
Okay, well, very good. Y'all, by chance, need a sampler for any of those buffets down there, Rachel?
Right now, I could use some turkey dressing right now.
Sounds good. Absolutely. So great. So you got the different options available to you. You got the buffet, the reservation if you want to do a little bit more formal. Now, let's just say, and I know that Callaway Gardens is a beautiful place, and during the holiday time is even more spectacular. Let's just say someone was coming in town and they wanted to stay overnight. I'm sure that there may be some packages that you all are putting together for overnight stay.
That's right. Let me add that when you come to Fantasy and Lights, the price of admission for a day ticket also includes day admission to the gardens. So you get 2 for 1 kind of in that deal. And you don't have to come that same day. You can come any day between that now and the rest of the year. And the gardens are beautiful. The Sibley Center is decorated with poinsettias and paperwhites. Right now we have mums in through Thanksgiving. Then it'll just be decked out in Christmas flowers. But you're right, we have 3 types of accommodations: the inn, the cottages, and the villas. Okay. So in all of those, you can get special Fantasy and Lights packages. Some is as inexpensive as $99 at the inn on a value night, which is typically a weeknight. Okay. $99 with 4 tickets included, 4 adult tickets included in that package. Now you can get that for the cottages and the villas, and then there are ways to add it. If it's going to be a little more expensive on a weekend night or holiday, you can also have them add an ornament. We always have a collectible ornament for Fantasy and Lights. So if you're staying at maybe the $125 or $135 package, you would maybe include breakfast and an ornament. But we also have a special offer this year for military that we wanted to mention. We are going to offer on value nights the $99 package I just mentioned, which would be 4 tickets and a room at the Mountain Creek Inn. We're going to offer that to military, active duty, retired, and veterans who have identification that they're veteran for $69.
Whoa, $69.
$69, a room at the Mountain Creek Inn, and 4 tickets to Fantasy and Lights.
Oh my, that is a bargain, lady.
That's a great deal.
That's a great way to say thank you to our military men and women that have placed themselves in harm's way.
That's exactly right. And people may not know that every day of general admission prices, if it's not a special event, we give free admission for the military person and up to 5 guests in their same vehicle. On special events, they get half price. Fantasy and Lights, this is just an extra bonus for an overnight package that we hope people will spread the word and let people know about. It's a great way to say thank you, as you said.
Absolutely. You know, we just had some military personnel that came home here, I think the National Guard Army on Young's Mill Road, so we were very happy to see them return safely. And again, hopefully they'll take full advantage of those specials there. But ID is required.
Right, you'd have an ID of some sort. And I know in Georgia now, veterans can go and present the proper paperwork, and they can get a new driver's license that has an identification for veterans on there.
Oh, okay.
So maybe people will look into that if they don't know about it.
Absolutely. So we have, we have the Fantasy and Light, I guess the holiday getaway, if you want to call it that, the meals that are being prepared there. And I know that the City of LaGrange has always, not saying always, but has been a great partner with Callaway Gardens. Are there other partner or special programs or corporation packets that are available to someone that may be a corporation?
Well, some people may have, their HR department may have already developed a relationship, so they just need to check with their HR person and see if there's any special deals. But you know, one of the things we touched on before the show was that a lot of people may have guests come into town and may not have enough room in their house for Thanksgiving or whatever. You know, come into Callaway. It's a great location within the South to meet up for a reunion or holiday getaway, holiday gathering. For Thanksgiving, we'll cater a meal right into a cottage or villa and have your football games on TV that you want to watch and be in a much more relaxed situation, or even just on one of the other days before Christmas. You know, it's a great place to bring everybody together, and no one has to worry about how their house looks or preparing food or having enough space.
That's right. You know, again, I've been down to Callaway a number of times, to the Mountain Inn there as well, and to some of the other things. We have held a couple of conferences there, and it's a very nice facility. So hopefully, again, people will take full advantage of all the specials that you all have talked about, Rachel, and I want to thank you very much for coming on and sharing this information.
Well, thank you. We appreciate LaGrange. It's a close neighbor.
Thank you so much, Rachel.
Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back for more City Week in just a moment. Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have on a volunteer here at the station, Miss Kristin Reed, that has been helping us out tremendously here over the last couple of months or so. Kristin, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Kristin, you know, I got to reminisce just a little bit. I can remember you when you were just a little girl. I'm telling my age, I know. And I must say you have tremendously grown to be a beautiful young woman and a very productive young lady here in our society. So I thank you for all that you've done.
Thank you.
Now, Kristin, I know that you volunteer here at the station, and I know that you're a big asset to Philip and to Keith. But let's just talk a little bit about your background and why you're doing some of the things that you're doing here at the station.
Well, I graduated from Brenau University this past May with a mass communication degree, and one of my concentrations were broadcasting. And I did a show when I was in school, and I just love every little bit of TV. Like, I love it, love it, love it. And so I was just really driving through LaGrange, because after I graduated, I moved back home, and I was driving through LaGrange, and I saw this sign that said LGTV, and I was like, I've never heard of this TV station in LaGrange. So I just like parked my car and rang the doorbell, and they came to the door. I was like, hi, I'm Kristin. I just graduated with a mass comm degree. Can I volunteer with y'all? And they were like, yes. And Philip and Keith have welcomed me, and they let me do whatever I want to do. I was in here switching and running the cameras and helping with the on-location shoots, and I operate the boom microphone. That's my baby, the boom.
The boom.
Yes.
Okay.
And then just recently we started working with Callaway on their TV show. Janet Greer wanted to do a TV show for Callaway, and Philip and Keith were like, Kristin, you should help and be the director and take a big part in that. So I jumped on it.
Okay, so my goodness, so you kind of like a little stray cat, you were saying, you saw a sign, you knocked on the door, and here you are, right?
Here I am.
Okay, very good. Well, you know, Kristin, you know, and I've seen you working in the studio, and you do a tremendous job.
Thank you.
An outstanding job there. And I understand, even in school, you said you worked at the television station there as well. Talk about that a little bit for us.
Well, I had my shows called The Perspective, and it was just kind of the same type of thing. Like, I went to my teacher, and I was like, I feel like I'm not doing enough. I want to do something. I want to do a TV show. And he was like, well, come up with the concept and we'll make it happen. And I did, and I got all the people together, and it was just a big group effort. So we'd go out and cover different things that happened at school. So it was kind of like a CHS for real, but for Brenau University. And everybody knew who we were and knew we were coming, and it was a good way to publicize the different events that happened on campus.
Okay, very good. Now, Brenau University, talk a little bit about that, because I know it's specific to a gender.
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit.
Brenau is a women's college. We were founded in the 1800s, and it's just a very small women's college. There are about 1,000 students on campus, but we have an online and an evening and weekend, but it's mainly women. We have a few men in our nursing and dance departments, but we're a liberal education institution, and I loved Brenau, every little bit about it. Like, you get to do whatever dream you have, you get to accomplish it, and there's just a big, happy environment. Like, you don't even notice that there aren't any guys, because Atlanta's only 45 minutes away.
Okay, well, plenty of guys there, I guess,
plenty
right?
Of guys there.
Okay, all right. And now, what do you say the T-shirt says? We're not a college.
Oh, yeah, we used to have a T-shirt that said, Brenau University, a women's college without boys, not a girls' school without men, or something like that.
Okay, very good. All right. Well, you're talking a little bit, you're here now, you're helping out here at LGTV. And you're also now the director of a show that's being that started up at Callaway High School, CHS for Real.
Yep.
Dr. Greer, the principal there at CHS. Talk a little bit about your role as the director there.
So as the director, I work very closely with Dr. Greer. She's the executive producer, and I'm with the students and helping them, get their creative edge. What are we going to cover? What do we want to talk about in these interviews? What shots do we need to get? Just kind of coordinating what's going to go into the show. And then we come back here, and Keith and Philip, we all get together and come up with the show and edit it together and make it what it is. Like, right now we're on our second show, and it's going to be the homecoming special, because Callaway had their homecoming mid-October. So we're working on that now. It should be out in a week or so. So yeah, the students, they are very involved. They do a lot. It's a very student-driven show. They pick who they want to talk to. They come up with their questions, and we're kind of just there guiding them along, giving them a little advice along the way.
Very good. We think about education and how, I know I'm a kinesthetic learner. Mm-hmm. If I do it, with my hands on it, I better understand it.
Yeah.
A lot of times I think, when we think about traditional education, we have a teacher that's, lecturing to the students, and they're making notes and everything, and we retain, a percentage of that. But when we actually get an opportunity to put our hands on it, to see something unfold before our eyes, we better grasp the understanding of it. So the students are the ones that actually drive, and you just there as the director, kind of help them along with Dr. Greer to formulate the shows that they would like to see take place, correct?
Yeah, that's what we do.
Let me ask now, how many students do you have that perhaps signed up for?
I think when she gave us the first list of people, I think it was a good 30 to 40 students that signed up that say they were interested in starting it. And when we had a couple of interest meetings where we just kind of sat down and went through everything, kind of gave them our ideas, they gave us their ideas. But we've been working with a solid group of about 10 right now that they've done the first 2 shows. So we're still going through that list and incorporating people as we go. So hopefully by the time it's by the school year is over, we'll have everybody in it that wants to work with it, whether it's camera work. We have a group coming next week, Monday, to do editing, to learn how to edit. We have people who want to do hosting and coordinating, everything. They want to be involved in every aspect of it, so that's exciting.
Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. Then and you say a group of start out with about a group of 30, and then you kind of narrowed that down to 10, but you potentially want to utilize the others that didn't get a chance to work on the first show, right?
Yeah, because you can't, there's just not enough things to happen yet, because we're still, like right now we just started the working with the editing, so once that'll be another group of people. So we're just starting this production team, building it, so hopefully we'll include everybody by when it's all said and done.
Very good. It sounds so exciting, again, to have the students and so involved in it, and to see the show come together, I guess, from start to finish. It has to be just an inspiring thing for them to see take place. Yeah,
because it's exciting, because we didn't have that in high school. I went to LaGrange High School, and we didn't have anything dealing with television, anything remotely close. So it's really exciting because when I was in college, I got introduced to it and I fell in love with it. Like, I initially went to school to be a history person. I wanted to be a lawyer, but as soon as I got in front of the camera and then behind the camera, I fell in love with it, and I've never left it alone ever since then.
Well, I must say, I'm sure you do the camera a lot of justice here being on the set with me today.
Aw, thanks.
Absolutely. Now, let me just ask a question now. So you got the students involved, and they're doing the editing and all of this things, script writing, hosting the show and everything. What will be the airing of the show? How frequently will it be airing?
It airs on LGTV just throughout the week, different times. I'm not really sure the times, but it's also on YouTube, on the LGTV YouTube account. I think it's LGTV LaGrange, Georgia. Like, that's the username, and they can find it there.
Okay, well, very good. So we have, and right now we're just at Callaway. You all are just starting or doing the show at Callaway High School. So I'm guessing, you know, from this, hopefully some of the other high schools might kind of catch on. Is that what you hope from this?
Hopefully so. LaGrange catch on. Troop needs to catch on. Whoever, even the little baby schools, the elementary and the middle schools, they catch on, and because everybody, the community wants to know what's going on at the schools, and if you're not involved directly with the school, you don't know. So it's always good to let the kids explore and get involved with different things.
Absolutely. You know, it's a good way for these kids at the other schools, like, you know, like you said, you all are at Callaway now, but it also if the students from Troop or LaGrange see it, they're like, oh, that's what's going on over there. So hopefully it can be used as a media to get out information. I know that I think this month they'll have the Troop LaGrange game, which I know the community will come out for. So that could be something that could be featured on the shows if they were, you know, at the other various schools. Okay. Well, very good. Now, as far as the kids are concerned, you know, they participate there, and will they get a chance to come back again to maybe do a later on show sometime later? Yeah,
they can be involved as much as they want to. Like, the sky is the limit. Whatever ideas they have, we process them, we fine tune them, we work them down, and then we just let them do it. Whatever they want to do.
Well, you know, it's so exciting to see the kids get so involved and you know, with the hands-on once again to do the various things. And you know, I know it does you well to see the creativity that comes out. And who knows, we might be looking at another Monica Kaufman from our area, or you know, some of the other well-known anchor persons, along with Kristin being one anchor person herself.
I like the behind the scenes
more than
in front of the scenes.
All right. Well, Kristin, I know that you do a wonderful job, and I want to thank you for coming on and sharing this information with us about CHS for Real, correct? That's the name of the show, and the viewing audience can start looking for that coming up sometime this month. Just tell us one more time.
Yeah, the first show is already up. It's been up for a few weeks now. And the second show should be up within the next week or so. We're still working on it.
Okay, so that was the homecoming show.
Yeah, this is the homecoming special.
Homecoming special show, so they should be seeing other shows coming up.
Yep.
All right. Well, Kristin, I want to thank you very much for coming on and sharing this information with us. And you bring so much energy. As I know that the students are just a joy to work with, and I'm sure they appreciate having you there with the energy that you bring to the set and to produce a show. So thank you so very much for being here with us today, okay?
Thank you for having me.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back for more City Week in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining me for City Week this week. My guests have been Rachel Crumley, Public Relations Manager for Callaway Garden, as she talked to us about the upcoming events there at the Garden, particularly the Fantasy and Light, and also the holiday treats and things that they will have there. Also, I've had on Kristin Reed, volunteer to LGTV, as she talked about the new show out at Callaway High School, CHS for Real, and she's working as the director there. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you will stay tuned and see some of those shows produced by the students of Callaway High School. And if you are interested in volunteering here, you may email us at ask@lgtv.org. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed the show this week. And as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.